In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to tune your guitar to what we call standard tuning for a 6-stringed instrument. First, let me explain how the strings on a normal 6-string guitar are named. Each string can be called by the number or by the name of the note or pitch it is tuned to. The thickest string is called the 6th string or E string. As this is the lowest string in pitch, it is also known as the low E or bottom E string. Ignore the fact that it is usually the highest string physically as we look at it. It just means the lowest in pitch and therefore the bottom string. The string next to this is known as the 5th string or A string. Next to this we have the 4th string or D string. Then we have the 3rd string or G. Next we have the 2nd string or B. Lastly we have the 1st string or E. As this is the highest string in pitch, it is also known as the high E or top E string. Now I will pluck each string in turn. When in tune, they should sound like this: bottom E, A, D, G, B, and top E. Now let's tune the strings using an electronic tuner. There are many different types of these, although basically they all do the same thing. We plug the guitar into the tuner using a lead from the jack socket of the guitar at one end and into the input of the tuner at the other end and switch the tuner on. Make sure that the volume control on your guitar is turned up fully. We should have either some type of meter or lights to indicate whether a specific string is in tune or out of tune. If we pluck the bottom E or 6th string, we should be able to tell if it is in tune by the tuner showing this. If the tuner shows that the string is tuned too low or flat, then we use the relevant tuning peg or machine head to tighten and therefore raise the pitch of the string. Do this very slowly and carefully by plucking the string as you turn the tuning peg. If the tuner shows that the string is tuned too high or sharp, then we loosen the string by turning the peg in the opposite direction, thereby lowering the pitch of the string until the tuner shows that the string is in tune. We repeat this operation for each string in turn, and once we can see and hear that all the strings are in tune, we can proceed to play our instrument. Now we come to another method of tuning your guitar if you don't have an electronic tuner. This is called relative tuning, whereby we use the pitch of one string to tune the string next to it. This is a good way to train your ear to recognize if a string is in tune or not. If we press the 6th string or bottom E string at the 5th fret and pluck it, we should hear the same note or pitch as the 5th or A string when played open. That is, without pressing the string to any fret on the neck. If you can hear that they are the same note, then those two strings are in tune with each other. If you can hear that they are not the same, we can tune the 5th string as before until we can hear that both notes are the same. For example, if the open string is too low in pitch or flat, then we use the tuning peg to tighten the string until the required note is achieved. If the open string is too high in pitch or sharp, then we should loosen the string with the tuning peg until the required note is achieved. We can use this method across all of the strings. For the first pair of strings, the bottom E and the A string, we should use the 5th fret on the E string. For the next pair, the A and D strings, use the 5th fret on the A string and the open D. Next, we use the 5th fret on the D and open G. The next pair is slightly different. This time we use the 4th fret on the G and the open B. For the last pair, we use the 5th fret on the B string and the open top E string. Now we should have an instrument that is in tune with itself. The only drawback with this method is that, although the guitar may now be in tune with itself, it doesn't necessarily mean it will be in tune with any other instruments, as we have only tuned the guitar relative to the bottom E string. The only way to ensure that we are in perfect pitch would be to make sure that, before you start this process, the bottom E string is tuned to a piano, or some other source that would definitely be in correct tuning or concert pitch as it is known. We could also tune the guitar to the piano by ear using these notes: E, A, D, G, B, and E. Remember, the more you practice these methods, the easier it will become to recognize if your guitar is in tune or not. Until the next lesson, bye for now.